Sewell told Laura and Anna that he's going to prove to them that he could be a law-abiding citizen. I said, sir, you've already committed a crime, possibly multiple crimes. But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review of Life with Chess for General Hospital, January 24, 2025. Okay, y'all. So first things first, let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Who we gonna start with first? Carly and Brittany. So basically, she was upset. She was crying and everything because they won't let her or allow her to see Michael or whatever. I wonder how long it's gonna take before they either recast him or for him to come back. But yeah, she was upset about that. He stops by. He ended up visiting her, and that's when they was talking about Sunny, the fact that she feels like it's her fault. So basically, she listened to Drew. I think it was the episode where they was in the chapel and he was telling her it's your fault or whatever. You chose Sonny to stay with Sonny or whatever, so Michael's in that hospital room because of you. But yeah, that's what they were talking about, and basically Brendan was trying to make her understand that it's not her fault. Then he started talking about one of his friends that passed away or something like that. I forgot what he was talking about, but I think that's what he said. I said, do y'all think that this is gonna be when they end up sleeping together or being involved, or him telling her that he's the one that got her out of jail? Because I still don't think he told. And it's like, okay, the longer I don't like, I know sometimes, stuff, again, like I said before, stuff happens behind the scenes, so they have to wait and they have to recast, or they have to find somebody else to play their part and stuff like that, or storylines just don't work. But I really don't like when they don't address certain storylines. Like, you got to pick up some storyline you don't introduce at least. But yeah, I think that's all that happened with them, but if not, I'll come back to them. Willow, Nina, Tracy. So basically, Willow and Nina was talking because, look, she still ain't told this good nothing. Nothing. This man over here, Drew over here, I feel like he feels like he's starting to lose his grasp on Willow. So who's to say, once again, that he's not going to be the one to tell her? I said, somebody got to tell her, because Nina over here, she had every opportunity. Drew ain't nowhere to be found, and she ain't told nothing yet. I said, okay now. But yeah, Willow was telling Nina that she feels like she made a mistake by coming back there. She said maybe she should have moved back in with her. And I think by that time, that's when Tracy stopped by and was like, well, she just walked in. But basically, Tracy was telling her it's some new rules. It's some rules or whatever if you're going to be on this property and all this stuff. So Willow ends up telling her she can just take her kids and go back to Nina's house or whatever. She said she can change her mind and have charges reinstated as well. I said, ooh. But yeah, Tracy eventually ends up banning Drew from the property or whatever. I think when she left, did she say maybe she should move back in with Nina? I think Nina ended up telling her, no, don't do it or whatever. This is the best thing for everybody. And basically, when Michael gets better, he gonna see that you're trying. Curtis Drew. So basically, Drew stopped by talking about he want to talk to Curtis or whatever. And he wanted majority share of the company. I think he said he still has some shares of the company, and by the end of the episode, or the end of the scene, he ends up telling Curtis that he basically gonna take the whole company because he wouldn't do what he wanted him to do. He wanted him to give majority share back, and he said something about this was about Michael. Michael was trying to get revenge. I know I did you wrong, all this other stuff. Just trying to get Curtis to back down and retract what he's done or whatever. He's like, I know you have a 5-year contract. And he was just trying to butter him up, talking about, you've been doing a great job and all this other stuff. Then by the end of the episode, the end of the scene, talking about basically I think he said, is he planning on giving up his shares or sharing his shares or something he said, because Curtis was like, so you would rather the company fail or whatever than to watch it succeed with me or whatever and all this stuff. At first, I thought they was going to make progress or whatever. I thought they was, but Curtis said, no, he ain't doing no deal. So Drew got mad or whatever, and it looked like he's talking to Martin. I was about to say he talking to Martin on tomorrow's episode. I forgot it was Friday. But yeah, he talking to Martin on Monday's episode. But I think it's about Willow, because he's saying if the Quartermains think that they could ban him and all this stuff, they got another thing coming. I said, he don't give up. She just said you can't come on the property. When you wasn't supposed to be on the property before, ain't it? And I said, he finna get ready to do something stupid that he can't take back. I said, people always, you the one sit up here and did this and created this situation. You and Willow and all that stuff y'all got going on. Y'all don't decide. They never be like, they'll do something. Then instead of fixing it or saying, I was wrong, he barely apologized to Curtis or whatever. And that was just fake because he wanted him to do what he wanted him to do. But yeah, you think the solution to fix what you broke is to break it even further. That don't make sense to me. It never has. But yeah, he's supposed to be talking to Martin. What else did he say? I don't think they showed him after he left Curtis' office. Trina and Joss, they was talking. She was asking her why she was there, and she was saying, she trying to stop a murder, a possible murder, or something like that. So basically, she wanted to investigate about Dex still. Then Jocelyn don't sit up here and went to volunteer at Turner Woods or whatever. And y'all know, once again, she still has, I don't know what she did with it though. She still has Dex weapon or whatever. I don't know if she gonna try to do something with it. I don't know if somebody gonna have to save her or something. But she over here being Inspector Gadget and Nancy Drew and stuff over here trying to question. I said, she already know. I said, now you just sit up here and told this man to his face that you knew he was responsible for Dex murder or whatever. Now you just gonna pop up. I'm assuming that he's still volunteering there or whatever. If not, she probably trying to question them. But I'm assuming that she trying to watch him. I said, don't you think he gonna see you? I don't know. We'll see though. Trina, Stella, Kai. Stella was talking to Kai or whatever, asking. I think she asked him if he wanted to donate anything else or something like that. They was talking about his recovery and all that. And then the doctor came in. I said, here you go. I already knew what they was finna say. I already knew based on how everything that led up to it. I knew they was gonna end up saying something. Trina ends up coming to visit him, and she's going on and on, and she noticed that he's not talking, but she still continues on. And he was like, "No, that's not it," or whatever. He just found out that he could never play football again. And I said, I knew they was going with that storyline. Lulu, Maxie, Brooklyn. So basically, Lulu was talking to Maxie, asking if she has got the job or whatever. And Maxie was trying to tell her, I don't think this would be a good fit for you and all that stuff. Brooklyn came in and she was like, do y'all think Brooklyn just don't want her to find out that she has a child with Dante? Possibly, allegedly. We don't know yet until probably next week or sometime after next week. But yeah, she walked in and was like, you didn't tell her that she didn't get the job? And Lulu was trying to question her. She was like, basically, you acting like I was the one trying to break up you and your boyfriend or something or whatever. Why don't you like me or whatever? And they was talking and she was like, she feels like, well, both of them, Maxie and Brooklyn, both end up telling her, hopefully y'all can hear me, end up telling her, I don't think this will be a good fit because y'all got so much going on. All the back and forth is hard to work in, and basically Lulu judgmental, Brooklyn and her judgmental or whatever. Why Tracy came up in here, as soon as she came in there and said, what are you doing here? And she was excited. I said, she got the job. I said, she got the job. But when Tracy came in there, she was asking Lulu what she was doing there. And she was like, she came to apply for a job or whatever. But, she was trying to tell her she changed her mind and she seen that it wouldn't be a good fit. Tracy kept on and kept on. Then she was like, okay, I double the pay. And they was like, what? Maxie and Brooklyn was like, what? And she's like, yeah. And then Lulu ends up accepting. I said, it's going to be some mess. And lastly, we got Laura, Sidwell, Anna. Look, did she say that with the timing of Sonny's place or whatever, that the bombing at Sonny's place and Sidwell being in town, that they're connected? Or did she say she was going to pin it on him? I know she said something about pinning on him, but I said if you pinning something on somebody, that means you trying to make it seem like they did something they didn't do. But I said, okay, I was waiting on them to mention the fact that he had grabbed Sasha and the explosion and everything. And they finally did. They was basically saying something about there are no astounding. There are no warrants for his arrest. Something about they never reported the explosion or the fact that Sasha got grabbed. And I said, why they didn't do that? I was trying to remember if Robert and, what was her name? Holly had said not to do that or what. I can't remember. But yeah, I was waiting on them to mention it. But why they thought they was going to intimidate him or convince him he need to leave town? That man came there for revenge and to handle his business. Well, the same thing. Handle his business or whatever and get revenge. They were here talking about, so we don't want you here. I said, okay, do y'all think that's wise to tell a crazy person that you don't want him there or whatever? Like it matters anyways. But yeah, was telling him we don't want you here or whatever, trying to convince him to leave. He over here smiling over crazy stuff. He told us, he bought some property and everything. I said somebody gonna end up going to Windermere or whatever, and they gonna end up finding something or somebody, because he wanted that place for a reason. And who's to say he ain't been keeping somebody there? Because they been said months ago that somebody had purchased, or last year, the year before last, because it's a new year, that somebody had purchased it and they didn't know who it was. So we'll see. But yeah, I think they was questioning him or whatever about why he there. I skipped something. When he first came in, they was talking about Lucky or whatever, her son, and he didn't know. He keep acting like he don't know this stuff. He acted like he didn't know who Christina was. I'm sure he knew who all these people was. And if he didn't, that's why he using Lucy or whatever. But yeah, he was like, I feel terrible about what happened with Lucky. I said, I bet you do. I bet you do. Then he talking about some, I want to prove that that I'm a law-abiding citizen. I said, sir, you already done committed a crime, possibly 2 crimes, more than 1 crime. In fact, but that's it, y'all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next video. Until next time, deuces, have a great rest of the day, a great weekend, and be safe.